Hello and good afternoon. Sorry it took me a little bit longer today to get set up, but I think we're good to go into this all. Into this all? Words. We had some fun times during the work day today, so just sort of coming off of that, had a late lunch. But I am ready to hang out with all of you for all this. So let's see, we left off. We finished the. Oh, no, we didn't finish the books. We finished all but one of the book tests. And it's the mega one that we're left over with. It's the many to many query. Okay. That shouldn't be where's my mouse? There you are. Yeah, so we got all this to do left. And this is the only one now. Okay. So let's see. That being said, let me reactivate the timer. And we will jump right back into it. All right, here we go. All right, I am back. We have one more test to do for the books. It looks like all that's left here is should get all books and their authors together. So this is a join table when it's a many to many, which means we can have many books for one author, and then we can also have many authors for one book. Now, what we've decided to do, and it's more of a design decision for this, is that our when we get all books, I want like a list of all the books. And then for each book, I want maybe like a list of the authors for that book. But then in those authors, it's not just like an infinite recursion there. It's just like that's just the authors. We don't have the books there. So that way, you can get the information you want two different ways. So in this case, it's getting all the books with the authors. And we're going to use this book with authors here. We want to return this. So the other thing is that we've set the books to be a hash map, and that's because we have our book ID and book with author. Okay, yeah, we're using a hash map here because we don't really care about the order. B-tree map is perfectly fine to use here and should be really similar to work with. But I'm not going to do that as part of this. But okay, so let's see. And then we're going to return a result of these books here. Okay, excellent. Let's go ahead and get ourselves going. So we have a pool. So I want to get the combination of books. Now we can use query, or I can create a struct for this. I think just using query is going to be fine. Let our results, so like our book authors, so our combination together, so that book authors equals, we're going to do SQLx query is going to be select star. Oh, it's not going to be star. So I want to do, you know what? We're going to do this as we are going to do this as an R sharp. Let's see, then I want to fetch all. And we're going to pass it in the pool. Wait, and question mark U. Okay. Now, if I select, okay, I'm going to do is select. Now, I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm going to use aliases for this to just to make it a little bit easier to follow along. I need to rename the name for the books and the authors because otherwise we won't know which one we're talking about. And in Rust, that will not be very happy. So we can get, let's see, game. So, oh, sorry, game? No, book dot book ID. So I want that. I want book dot name as book name. We want author dot author ID and author dot name as author name. From so we could start with books. So get all the books, and then we're gonna join in the authors. That makes sense to me. Okay, so give me all the books. So from books, and then we're gonna alias that as B. We need to join in the book authors. So join book authors. I'm going to alias that as BA on BA dot book ID is equal to B dot book ID. And I also need the authors itself. So I'm going to join on that as well. So that's going to be join authors A on A dot author ID is equal to BA dot author ID. And I want everything here. Okay. So that should give me everything I need. So all the books. That is not Vim. Okay, what are you upset about? Error return from the database, syntax error at or near authors. Oh, there's no comma here. There we go. Okay, so now I have book authors, and then I should be able to get book ID out of here. I should be able to get book name, and okay, so this should be a vector of essentially a well, this table. Okay, so I want to loop through all of them, which means I want to create that. I want to create this books now, this hash map, as sort of like, and then fill it out with the books. Okay, so we're going to do let mute books equals books new. And that works, which just always makes me happy that, like, even though it's just a type alias, it works the way I want it to. It's great. All right. Now, let's loop through this result, the book authors. So I want for book author in book authors. I'm perfectly happy to let's see. I'm perfectly happy to what is it called? Take ownership of this, of each book author, because we're going to be done with them after this. And so for each book, I want to create a book struct, and we're going to put it inside of this hash map. So let's do, I guess what I want to do is we want to get the book out, because like what if we have multiple books for an author, then we might get multiple books out of here. So let's get the book out. Book equals books. Use the entry for this. The key is going to be a reference to book author book ID. And then we're going to do an or insert. And we're going to put in a basic, well, book here. So book. Actually, it's not going to be this one. It's going to be book with authors. So book with authors. So we're going to have authors. We're just going to make that an empty vector. Book ID. This is going to be book author dot book ID. And then finally name is going to be book author dot name. Okay, so or insert. That should be happy. What are you upset about? Mismatch types expected a referenced I30. Oh, expected just a full I32. Fine. And name. Okay, no field name. Available fields are. Oh, right, because it's book name. Book name. All right. So we have book here. I should be able to. Well, okay, we have this in here. We have the author attached to book author, so I should be able to create that and just push it into this book. So let author equals. Now there is an author type from the author crate, which I think we just have here, right? So author ID, this is going to be a book author ID, and then name is going to be book author dot author name. Okay, and then I just want to push this into the author's vector. So book dot push author. Okay, so that should loop through all of our books. Make sure that we add in the authors to it and we don't create multiple books. So you're using the same one over and over and over again. Okay, I think we're good to go here. So then after all this is said and done, I think we're ready to just return the books. So we're going to do an okay books. Let's see if this passes all the tests. So we run just make that a little bit smaller. Oh, you're upset. Method not found with oh well. I need to do book dot authors dot push, don't I? Try that again. Ooh, okay. I think all of the books are passing, and then I think it's going to be onto the authors. Yeah, now they're failing. All right, so I think we passed. All the book tests are good now. They're all green. So we have one, we have the create author. So we did that last time, hoping to be able to reuse that code, but it didn't work out. So next up, let's head into the authors file and just start working on that. It should be very, very similar to the books. All right, so right at the beginning, we have create an author, and we've already done this one, and so that's working. So next one, get an author by ID. All right, these are pretty much the same as what we're doing for books, but it's good to build and burn them. So basically, it's drills. We're really getting this into our muscle memory, just like it becomes more like subconscious for this. All right, so let's go ahead and get this done. So I want to get the author. We have what the author is going to be. So I want to do well, we can do that okay. Then we can do a SQLx. We want to do a query as. The type is going to be the author. We're going to select star from authors where author ID is equal to $1. We have the ID. I want to do a fetch optional which I believe it's fetch optional. It will tell me if it's not, obviously. Fetch optional, I believe, returns an option in the case that it doesn't find it. So basically, it's just to find one or none. Hand at the pool, await, and question mark that. And yeah, I think that works. Let's go ahead. I still like to run the tests every time just to make sure I'm making progress. And if there's a problem, we're gonna fix it right then. There you go. Should get one author is green. Perfect. All right, next up. Get all authors. Okay, so get all the authors. This should be exactly the same. We can do this all in one go. So we'll do SQLx query as. Our type is going to be an author. We want, what do we want for this? We want just a simple select star from authors, and that's it. We just want everything. We're going to fetch all and at the pool, await, question mark that. And run our tests. And there should get all authors. Okay, that's green. That was the last one to run this time around. It takes a little bit of time for it to run that last one. Update author. Okay, so this should just update the name of the author, which means that we are going to return okay, like that at the very end. And then, all right, so what do we want to do? We want to get rid of name, ID, and the pool. Okay. So I would just want to do the update for this, and either it's going to update or if it's just not going to find it at all, and we're just going to return okay to the regardless. All right, so we're going to do SQLx. Just going to do a query. Update authors. We want to set name to be $1, where author ID is equal to $2. So, okay, name is going to be name, and then we have the ID. We are going to just execute this. Await and question mark that. Okay, let's see if that works. There it is. It should update the author. Excellent. All right, next up. Permanently delete the author from the database. All right, same thing as before. Remove our underscores. And we're going to return, I guess like, we could just write from the top here. All right, so we want to just do a SQLx query. We want to delete from authors where the author ID is equal to $1. Pass in that ID. We want to execute this, and at the pool, await, question mark, and then return okay. Okay with a lowercase k. There we go. And then we test. Hopefully by the end of this, you're starting to feel really confident, which is banging out really simple queries, which means that when you go to the more complex queries in your own projects, the actual basics of SQLx don't get in your way. It's just the queries themselves that you have to worry about. And there's delete an author. Okay, excellent. Next up, create an author and a book at the same time. So this is that bulk insert that we did previously. All right, so we're gonna first get that transaction. So I have to remember, get rid of the underscores. All right, so now we can get pool for start a transaction from the pool. We now with this case, we can do our early return from inside, so we don't need the is success. So we're just going to start matching off of this. So this can be, this is create, oh, and I want them back. So we have to do something like let the author ID is equal to, we're going to match. We're going to do a query, probably just a query. We're going to do an insert into authors name values $1 returning author ID. I want the author name here. We are going to fetch 1 off of this. Hand it the transaction. Okay, that gives us fetch. We want to await this. And then we open brackets and handle the error if it happens here. So if we get an okay, this gives us a result. And I want to result dot author ID out. Otherwise, I want to take the error. And I want to probably just print this error out, and then bail it on out, like or just return it as an error essentially. So I'm going to just do an eprint line, error, inserting author. So I'll print that out, and then I can just return this error. So return error into like that. Okay. Then let's see, that's it up there. We need a semicolon U, and now this should give us the ID, so the author ID. Okay. It's like let's do the book next. Book D equals, we're gonna match SQLx query, insert into books. We have the name, values 1, returning the book ID. It's the transaction. We get that. We want to await it, and then do this exact same thing here. So we want to say, okay, we get the result. I want to turn result dot book ID. We get the error. I want to line the error, inserting book. Okay, semicolon U. Finally, I need to create an association with the two, but I don't care about the returning, so that can just be an execute. So we'll just do a SQLx. Oh, you know what I forgot to do as part of this? Oh no, we're doing it at return. Never mind. Oh, what I am forgetting is the transaction rollback. We're going to do a transaction rollback like that. Kind of want you, well, it doesn't really matter what order it happens. I do kind of want to put you in the next line. Okay. Just to make it consistent. Next up, SQLx. So this one, I just want to know if there's an error. So if let error. We're going to query. This is going to be an insert into book authors. Right. It doesn't really matter what order I choose to put these in. Because we're in authors first, I'm going to do author ID, book ID. Values. We're going to have $1 and $2. And I don't need anything returning. So that should be fine. $1, that's going to be the author ID. And then the book ID. We want to execute this. And it's a mutable reference to the dereferenced transaction. We want to await this. And then we handle the error in here. And so if we have that, we're going to eprint line. Error associating new author with book. Error. And we'll do a transaction rollback. We'll wait, and then we're going to return an error, and then we're going to convert that error. I'm wondering if I'm going to get an error that ownership of the error. I wonder if it's a copy type or not. We're going to find out, aren't we? Okay, so I saved it to get that, but we're not done quite yet. We still need to return a tuple of author ID and then book ID. So we're going to return an okay tuple, author ID, book ID. Okay. That makes you happy. I see 2 warnings, but I don't see any errors. Let's go ahead and run these tests and see if this makes it happy. Should create author and book. Okay, so that failed. Oh, you know what I forgot to do again this time is commit. We need to commit the transaction before the end. So we're going to do a transaction. We're going to commit, wait, and question mark you. All right, let's try that and see if that works. All right, failures should get all authors in their books. So that should be green now. There we go, should create author and book, green. We have 1 test to go for this assessment. Well, let's jump in it. It's the big ones. This is the get all of them together. And so this is going to be the opposite of the books one that we did not very long ago, which is get all the authors, and then for each author we want a vector of books inside of them. And for the same thing, I don't really care about the order in this specific case, but again, if you do care, you can use a B-tree map instead. Or you could just use vectors or anything else. The general idea is the same. All right, let's do this. Okay, so I don't need to start a transaction for this because we're going to do it all in one go. So we want to get all of the authors and their books together all at once. So we're going to do let, so we have our results. So really this is the author books. So I'm still going to call it book authors. Book authors equals, this is going to be SQLx. We're gonna do a query. We want to select. All right, this is that same thing where I want to do a multi-line with aliases. So I like to make this just like write all this ahead of time, and then I can focus on the query afterwards. So I want to fetch all, pass it the pool. We're going to await and question mark you. All right, what are you going to be? We are going to do a select. All right, let's do it the opposite way. So this time I care about the authors first, right? So author dot author ID, author dot author name, book dot book ID, book dot book name from we're going to start with authors A. We're going to join in the book authors BA on BA dot author ID is equal to A dot author ID. We're also going to join in books B on B dot book ID is equal to BA dot book ID. Okay, and then I want everything here. And so that's all going to come into book authors. I should now be able to loop through them. And so before I loop through them, I want a copy of the authors ready to go. So let mute authors new. Okay, we want to loop through our book authors. So for book author in book authors, I want to get an author or create it or insert it into the database. So that author equals, this is going to be so off of authors, we're going to do the entry. The key is going to be a book author dot author ID. Or we're going to do an or insert, and then we have to put an author in here. So author, so we have the author ID, which is going to be book author dot author ID, and we have the name, which is going to be a book author dot name. Okay, so that gives us the author here. I then want to create a book from this and then insert it into, you know what? We did the wrong one. We want the author with books. Let's fix that. So author with books, which means that you're missing something. You need the books, which is going to be an empty vector to begin down here. We then can create an author. So, we can then create the book from this. So book, we're going to grab the book from the other file. So we're going to have a book ID is going to be book author dot book ID. And then we have the name, which is going to be a book author dot book name. Okay, we have that. And now we're going to insert it into the book. So author.books, I'm going to push the book. Okay, that should now be in book author. That should now be in authors, which means at the end of here, we can return an OK with the authors. And that made all the red squiggly go away. We do have an error though. Let's see what our error is. You're upset. Okay. Error return from database, a.author name does not exist. Oh, right. So this is a.name as author name. And it's going to be the same thing here. So b.name as book name. There we go. Okay, so now you're happy. You're upset. Right. So this is not bookauthor.name. This is bookauthor. What are you? You are an author ID, so you're an author name. Author name. I think I got it correct down here. No more errors. Let's run the test and let's see if we've got this. All the book tests passed. And I think we're on that last. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and all the author tests passed. And let's see. There's only one thing left to do. We want to clean up and cause any errors or warnings to be cleaned up. So we have this one. So we're not using bail there. Let's go ahead and remove you. We're not using create author here. Let's get rid of that. No more warnings in the entire code base. We can make sure that everything is working. We're going to call, there is a script called check.sh. We're going to run that. Code is formatted correctly. Cargo check is passing. Clippy is happy. It's running the tests again just to make sure that all the tests are passing. And there we go. All the checks are now passing. So I am now finished with this assessment, and we can move on. That would be the end of this module of SQLx in Rust. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and we'll work through it. Thank you very much. Bye. All right. Stream Deck fell asleep on me there, so it like took extra clicks to turn that off. Balder Van Motten, hello. I sort of like read that and was like, what are you talking about? And then I had to like stop reading it because it was too confusing. But let's see. Do you believe in the theory that there's giant gorillas leading wild animals deep inside Earth? I think it's called the Hollow Earth theory. You saw a documentary about that last night. It was quite convincing. I've seen both. I've read and seen both documentaries by it. I believe Jules Verne wrote them, right? If there is an actual real documentary about that, I have not seen that. But I have read and watched Journey to the Center of the Planet and Center of the Earth or Planet. And that was one of my favorite stories as a kid. I think I reread and watched the original movie like 10 times. Stacking, hello. How are you doing? No idea. No idea. But there are so many weird theories that get passed around, and I can't help that it's just like the internet allows for such weird like things. And then we treat it seriously because we think it's funny, and then the next thing we know, we've like sparked some kind of religion off of it. All right, let me turn off the timer. We're done with that. Metame! Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you all doing today? How's your stream, Metame? Let me try to quickly turn off our timer. Since I'm not recording anymore, we just finished. And also, Raiders, how are you doing today? How's your day going? You had a nice stream. You're working on a BST in Rust. You told me what BST was before, right? And I think I forgot again. Oh wait, binary search tree. Okay, yeah. For some maybe it was somebody else I was like thinking of. But anyways, how was it? I haven't like looked into doing any of the data structures like the classic ones in Rust. I know that linked lists are really hard unless you use, it's pretty tough, at least for you. Yeah, I know that some of the classics are pretty hard in Rust, like unless you use unsafe like everywhere. Oh, you've done linked lists and doubly linked lists. Okay, so you're going through them all. Yeah, I haven't done any of those, which sounds like it'd be interesting. But Rust also like makes it sound way harder than it should be, unless you don't necessarily store them in order, which I think might actually be like the point. Like if you don't store them concurrently in memory, is there like is there a point to that? Because I might just cheat if I were to create a like a linked list or something else and just like not just like store them over there in like a box somewhere and just instead have a linked list of IDs. But it's probably not an actual linked list then. I would basically cheat. Oh, okay. So linked lists generally wouldn't be in contiguous memory. Okay. For some reason, I thought they were supposed to be, but maybe not. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Then that shouldn't be too hard. And then if you continue to, yeah, doubly linked lists so that way you can go forward and backwards in them. Yeah, that's when you start getting weird. Okay, and you used unsafe for stack. Like my mind immediately goes to using an ECS system for this, like where the ECS methodology of like creating a world and then storing things in its own vectors as opposed to in objects. And so therefore you don't your data is not actually in one struct. It's like separated out. It's a little bit more work to like get things going, but then you might be able to avoid unsafe altogether. But it wouldn't look like a normal linked list at all. Yeah, it was fun like a stack just using a contiguous memory underneath. I mean, that's usually the point, right? You want speed, and so you want it to be contiguous. Hemeda, welcome. Hello, how are you doing today? Yeah, and safe would work, but it would defeat the purpose of doing it in Rust. Uh, is to get used to fighting the borrow checker. I mean, there is that too. We started with an array list impl using vec, which was definitely cheating. I mean, when I teach when I taught students how to create a linked list, like the first part is like, okay, we're going to create a node. And it's like, okay, what was a linked list? It's just like an array. And I had them like re-implement, like do a class wrapper around an array and just re-implement. Okay, here's a like here's all these things. Like eventually then you can say, okay, now um now you can remove some of the like now you understand like how this works. That now you have this like really cool wrapper around it that you can pass around and do all sorts of cool stuff with. It's really nice. Exactly. That's exactly what I had students do with JavaScript. But I think it blows some people's minds when it's like, hey, you could just wrap the thing and now you have a custom interface to something previous. And if it sucks, then there you go. You're good. You now have a nice interface to something that sucks. Exactly. Yeah. Or it's like, okay, we're going to start with a vector, but then later on, we're going to move it to an array. All right. What we just got finished doing, we just finished doing a recording for the solution video for our SQLx Rust course that I've been working on. And with that, I think we're like I think I'm at this point ready for essentially beta testers. I might actually call it like alpha testers and sort of like see how that's feeling and working. I want to finish working on the article for that. I can't upload the video until tomorrow due to my contract with YouTube. Oh, sorry, with Twitch. So minimum tomorrow afternoon would be when I could like actually look at it all online. But we're getting pretty close. So let's see. I don't need you open anymore, but let's go ahead and commit all this stuff. So this is the rest, like I said, completed the assessment. Gonna sync up. Thank you, MetaMe, for the raid again, and have a great rest of your day. All right, so I don't need this VS Code anymore. Let's get rid of you, all of you. Also in there, I'm pretty sure I did a colon W at least once. So I'm gonna knock myself and do, what is it? It's Vim in VS Code. No, okay. What did I call it? It is, oh, not Vim. I just called it not Vim. Not Vim. There we go. 6 times so far. Let's see. So we got that. We're good to go here, which means I can, let's head back to the article and let's go through this and make sure that this is looking good. All right. Assessment title. Okay, so assessment right away. That's not great. This is SQLx Rust assessment. We have a link to the repo. We've been contracted to help out our local bookstore. They want to build a database and seed it with the books and authors they have, and create queries for common operations they expect to need. Not Vim. Yeah, it's true. Oh, should I like make it bang bang not Vim just to like make it the most complicated command that we have? Then it's back true again. Okay. They're asking us to create a library that can handle the queries as well as migrating and seeding the database. Data. The bookstore has authors and books they want to store in the database. Please note that an author can be linked to multiple books, and a book can have multiple authors. This means that we need the following tables. So we have authors. Okay, so author ID is a primary key. Its type is serial. It's not null and unique. Column name is a varchar 255, not null and unique. Okay, perfect. Books. Primary key is book ID, which is serial, not null and unique. And column ID is name, varchar 255, not null, unique. Okay, perfect. Book authors. We're using a composite primary key, so they're both foreign keys and they're both primary keys. Author ID and book ID, they're both ints, they're not null, and they're unique. Wait, no. They're not null, but this is gone. there. Otherwise, that would have been weird. You literally can't do this if that's set to be unique there. All right, see the previous tables with the following data. We recommend that you just write the SQL queries by hand. Please don't try to write a parser to extract the CSV data into SQL statements. You can find the data to seed. You can find the data in the seeds README. Let's actually just put this here. Okay, so that's a link to the README. All right, so then we have skills. The skills we work on: connecting to Postgres database, migration seeds, queries, CRUD, simple joins, many-to-many joins. Grading rubric. Okay, so to pass assessment, you'll need to do the following. Use migrations to create the tables as written above in the database. Create seeds, connect the database in a main.rs file. Create the seed queries with the provided data. Build the run function lib.rs file to run the queries. Connect to the database in the lib.rs function. Let's see. CRUD, fill out the queries in books.rs, or fill out the books queries. The books queries, and that is create. Okay, so fill out the books queries. I guess I can maybe fill out the queries in the books.rs file. I could link there too. That might be better. Okay, so this is the seeds. Okay, so we got that. Create the seeds queries with the provided data. Fill out the run function. Ooh, okay, so hold on. I want to search for that. We're going to change you to, oh, that's not what I wanted. I want to delete you. Okay, that's not, I don't know how to do that easily. Okay, run function. Run function. Ooh, I probably do want that to be that there. And then I really put this in here. Okay, to run the queries. Okay, so fill out the run function. So then I probably also want to, no, probably that's all I need. Okay, so use migrations to create the tables. Connect to the database in the lib.rs file. Now this is not this lib.rs, it's this one. Okay, fill out the queries in the books.rs file. Okay, and then fill out the queries and the authors.rs. Well, okay, I think that's it. Let's see. With the server running, the tests. So this is not with the server running. With the database running, the tests can be run with the command cargo test. The tests ensure that the above requirements are passing. However, there are some other requirements that are necessary to pass this assessment. Code is formatted. Cargo linting doesn't find any problems. Clippy is happy. You can format your code with the command cargo format. It is possible to set auto formatting on your code editor of choice so that this happens automatically when you save. You can lint your code with the command cargo check. Cargo check can be configured to run in your editor of choice to tell you if there are linting problems. Clippy is an optional linter that goes above and beyond the normal linting that cargo check provides. It's a helpful tool as it can provide alternate, usually better methods of writing the same code. You can run Clippy with the command cargo clippy. It is possible to set Clippy to run instead of the normal cargo check linter so that you can get its lintings instead, which is what I've done. To run all these checks, run the shell script check.sh. If there is output, it will, okay, let's say that like check.sh from the root of the project. From the root of the project. If there is output, it will put it in a file named check.out. It will validate that the tests are passing, the code is formatted, and both the linters don't have any errors or warnings. When you're finished with the assessment, please let Brooks know in Discord. All right, so I don't know. I think I'll remove that. And then as we're going through it, we'll be done. Okay, so I think I'm fairly happy with this. There's kind of a lot here. And then, oh, I probably want videos. So let's put at the very bottom a solution section. So what do we have here? We have H2. Okay, so data. Okay, so we'll do an H3 at the very end. Solution. A solution branch has been created, or like two solution branches have been created. Two solution branches have been created. Solution. Let's do this as like a list. Solution. Let's go to the actual branch. So we have. Oh, what was the one we just did? Video solution is what we just did. Okay, so assessment to solution, I think that we can delete. Hold on, let's go back to main. Yeah, video solution we just updated 13 minutes ago. This one 3 days ago. So let's kill that. And then, okay, we have solution. So we have view. Okay, so solution. Twisted Seed, hello. How are you doing today? All right. 2 solution branches have been created. Solution was created offline. I guess like I don't really need the solution anymore, do I? I think I'm just gonna delete it. Now I still have it locally, so I'm happy with that. So I'm just gonna delete solution 2 from here. That's gonna be fine. You're trying to stay positive. I understand. I understand what that's like. Well, hopefully we can help stay positive together, and whatever we're going through, hopefully it will get past. Let's try this again. So, a solution branch is available on GitHub. All right, so go to video solution there. Along with a video walkthrough where Brooks completed, like walk through the code, completes the solution manually. Oh, you know what? I can turn on all the things. I forgot about that. Alerts, audio. Okay, good. Zilby's not here, so I can't turn on CAD cam. Okay, so along with the video walkthrough where Brooks completes the solution. And so I kind of want that to be here. But I don't have anything to go in there yet. Because I have to upload the video first. I have to stitch them together. So that's going to be the next thing for me to work on. Put them up on YouTube. I can't do that until tomorrow afternoon, so I can't do that until after tomorrow's stream. Then we can upload this, and then we're pretty much good to go. I don't have the other videos on stream yet. So I need to upload all of those as well. I'll add the videos into the lessons. Get it all going. We need to figure out the full price of this, and then get some basically some people willing to test this out. And so I want to run a live like sort of course for this, but because it's such a small thing, I don't think like it's necessary to do like a full course like I was thinking with Axum, because that's pretty big. I think it would be, I'm thinking more of like a paid office hours type thing. So tell me what you all think about this. Paid office hours, where it's like 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours a day that I'm available, hanging out, and I can hang out with everybody who's taking this in a special Discord channel, and I basically want to like pair with you going through this, so I can see like, okay, what are your problems with it? What questions do you have? We can help out right then. The more of us that are together at the same time in there, the better, because that's like a community type thing. Everybody can learn from each other. Everybody can help out, and then those we can record those if you want, or it's just like private. Those would not be streamed, and that's what you'd be paying extra for, was for that time. Everybody else just gets the course and the videos as you've seen it being created, and that's the idea. So let's see. I don't know what more I can do right now until I can upload these. Is there something fun we want to work on? Or maybe like there's like a micro course or something else we could start running? I don't know. Otherwise, I could also end early and give myself some time to work on those video editing and get that out there. That might be good for me to do. Sort of going back and forth on it. I don't have anything right now that I want to start on. So yeah. Do any of you have any questions on SQLx, Rust, anything? Otherwise, I might just bring it to an end early just because we're out of work. All right. With that, let's go ahead and bring it to an end. Uh, Thank you, everybody, for hanging out today. I'm going to figure out something that we can work on tomorrow morning. If it's not for this course, maybe I'll just do like a warm up thing, something fun in the morning. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll have to start with something before I can upload the courses. But maybe we'll just upload them while we're all hanging out online and get that all going and make sure it looks right in the LMS. So with that, have a great day, everybody. Have a great rest of your Monday today. Feels like it. And then I will see you online next time. Bye.